Libra. Hi, it's Lisa, and I'm here to do a general reading for November 2022. It's only general, so it's not going to resonate with everybody, but take what does, leave what doesn't. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for popping in. I hope you enjoy it, and maybe you'll come back and give me a thumbs up, subscribe, or write me a comment if it resonates. I'd love to hear from you. And for those of you who have been here before, I really do appreciate the support. It means a lot. Okay, what can we tell Libra for November 2022? Okay, we got the Knight of Coins, the Six of Swords, the Seven of Cups, the Four of Coins, the Queen of Staffs, that is the Eight of Swords, the King of Swords, the Page of Staffs, and the Hangman. All right. Okay, let me just take a look at this. Keep meaning to put them closer. And I keep not doing that. All right. A little bit. Okay. All right, take a look at it. We'll clarify with another deck and pull an oracle card or two. All right, Libra, let's see what we got going on. Right now, it looks like, I feel like you're probably a very hardworking person, productive, maybe, routine, like you have a thing of what you like to do and how you do it, and maybe you don't really like to stray from that too much. Like you have a goal, you set it, and, I feel like you work towards it. And I feel like you're feeling like this about yourself too. You know what you know yourself. You know how you feel. You know how you are. So I feel like you're just basically living your life and doing what you need to do. For some reason, you're thinking a lot about this month. Maybe whatever situation you're in, it's just a little bit rocky. It's just a little bit you're not feeling the best about it. So you're thinking a lot about maybe, shoving off and going somewhere, more peaceful, easier, maybe where you don't have to work so hard. All right. Or if it's a situation, not like not at a job or not, but it's like a situation, and maybe that's not working out as well as you thought it would be, and you may want to be pushing off of that, just going somewhere out of rocky waters, I guess they'd consider it. Now, let's see. Let me clarify. We'll see what else we think. Now, I do feel like you actually know that you have a lot of options and a lot of choices that you can make, and it's just a matter of making the right one. Because I feel like you might, sometimes you look at something for so long, it's almost too late. Like you're weighing things and you're like, okay, well, this would be good, this would be great, I could do this, and by the time you get down to making the decision, either it's too late to be able to get the choice that you wanted, or the time has passed and you don't feel like doing it anymore. Like you're just not even willing to do it. So I feel like, even though there's a lot, and you have a lot of opportunities, you're nervous about making the wrong one. And I think that's what your goal this month is, just basically trying to make you're trying to make sure you make the right choice. Now this Four of Coins energy, I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like at this point you might have gone through something where maybe you're holding on to money for some reason, you have to be a little bit more careful with your dollars in whatever sense. This doesn't always have to be money though. It could be time or energy and, effort that you put out. And for some reason, I feel like you were holding on to it, and right now, you're coming to the point where like, okay, I got to stop doing that. I could free myself up a little bit. Maybe, again, if it's money, all of a sudden, your money takes a positive turn. Something happens, and you don't have to be, too frugal. But if it's time or energy or effort that you put into things, maybe now maybe you're feeling better about the situation. Maybe, you're getting the positive vibes from whoever it is that you were putting that out to. And so now it's okay to do that. So I feel like you're actually just trying to get over not, like, you're getting over being frugal. You're getting over, holding on to things because you're like, okay, I don't have to do that anymore. And now this Queen of Staffs. I feel like it's very possible that you might have, I don't know if this is a person to you, this could be a male or female, but it's more like a feeling, like you've accomplished it. So maybe you have, when you got past this frugal part, I'm thinking, and maybe you did make the choice that you needed to make, or you will. I keep saying it like it's a past. No, it's coming. But, this person is very courageous and confident and feeling really independent and can kind of like, they could do whatever they need to do. Bring home the bacon and fry it up in the pan person, whether it's a male or female, that doesn't matter. But if that's you wanting to be that, I feel like you might have accomplished that. Like you might have got to where you want to be, that you're feeling good in your own skin, basically, that you can handle what you need to handle and you're not worried about, holding on to things or being stingy or frugal and, or feeling like you don't have enough to give. Because now whatever is going to go on, you feel like, okay, I can do this now. So whatever happened here with this choices and, moving away from whatever it is that you were moved away from. And that could just be, this doesn't even have to be like a physical thing. This could actually be an attitude in your mind, moving away from that, getting out of that feeling of lack or, that you don't have enough. See, now we do have this Eight of Swords. And I do that's actually really good. Maybe there was a point in your life you felt stuck. Like you didn't think that you could actually get past something. Not in a physical sense, but more like in your mind. You didn't know what was coming. Again, with the Seven of Cups. You didn't know what was coming. So you didn't want to make a decision. And maybe you kind of like worked yourself into a position that you couldn't move. Or you didn't feel like you could move. So I feel like this feels like you did. I mean, you're able to. You're not going to be sitting in this. Because I think with all this confidence that you feel from here, I feel like you are able to move out of whatever was making you feel like you couldn't. Now this King of Swords. Now this is kind of interesting because male or female, this is like your energy. Could be Libra. I think it's mostly Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. But I always think of this as you guys, or girls. Just very strong, honest, can be kind of firm, but very fair. And this is the one I always think of, my Law and Order court card, for some reason. I just feel like they're very, they're not going to, what they, how do I say this? They're not leading with their heart. If they're going to have a choice, they're going to lead with their mind. So they're not very easily, kind of swayed by feelings or emotions. And not that you don't have any. It's just that you're going to think things out fully before you go ahead and, pour your heart into something or make, make any decisions based on your feelings. And it's interesting. This is like something that's very important to you. It feels like it's important to you. That kind of characteristics. I feel like you want to be able to, be very independent in your thinking and using logic and analyzing a situation before you go ahead and dive into it. And you're not gonna float around with the feels and all the, the things that could, maybe, I don't even know if this is a protective for you or if it's just a matter of that's just how you roll. It's not like, you don't want to be swayed by your emotions when you could just be able to think things through. And the Page of Staffs. This might be somebody around you. It's possible they could be not so necessarily younger than you, but maybe just a younger energy. Maybe they're not as mature in that sense. Again, not like they're even immature, but their energy might be just small, younger. Because very, very like free-spirited and feeling very, they have ideas and they want to go find things and like. This came up for another reading. I just was thinking about it. The way he's looking up at the sky, I always think about it's like somebody who's looking up, I don't know, the stars or the moon or astronomy, and I feel like that's where their brain is. It's like, wow, what's up there? So this might be somebody you know, or this might just be somebody, this might be you, that you might be doing something in that sense where you want to like put yourself out there and discover things. So when we clarify, maybe we'll find out if it's you or them, or just like your energy. And if it is somebody that you it's like male or female, it doesn't matter. And then you got this Hangman, and I feel like this is interesting because this could be something where you're looking at something in a different perspective, trying to find ways to see things because, like I said, you have that analytical brain thing going on. And I feel like you would sit and look at something before you jump and do anything. And again, with the Seven of Cups, it's like you're going to sit there and fuss over it so much. And I think, sometimes it might be a little too long. But you might be looking at something differently. Or you might be considering if something's the way it is, you're going to be able to accept the consequences of it. And again, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a job, a relationship, some kind of, social thing. But we'll see if we can find out. I'm kind of curious. All right. What does Libra need to know for this Knight of Coins? What's the name of Libra? Oh, nice. Got the Magician and the Lovers. Very cool. All right, so whatever it is that you're thinking about or you're knowing in your mind, you have what you need to do to get it. Like, you have all the resources. Whatever you've done in the past, learned or been through, you've acquired a lot of, the experience that you need to do it. Now, as far as the Lovers go, this could be a relationship you're in, somebody that doesn't even have to be a romantic relationship, but it could just be somebody that you're so close to that you can't even imagine not being with them, like in your life. You can't imagine them not being with you somewhere. A lot of times it is usually a romantic relationship, but that again doesn't necessarily have to be. But if you look at these together, you could be trying to manifest a relationship. You might be trying to, think about if you want to get into a new one or if you want to, meet somebody new or just like enhance the relationship you have. And, take it as it resonates. Go either way. I just saw the detail in this card. Now I'm like, these are new. I wouldn't normally, but do you see these details? Wow. I got distracted for a second. I'm like, oh yeah, so's there. Okay. But anyway, yeah. So like, if you're thinking on a relationship, or if you're just thinking about, you know, whatever it is, if you want to, you know, oops. Also, if it's not a relationship, it is actually making a decision that can change your, can change something. Kind of dramatic maybe, because it's a decision that's going to have consequences. Now, whether it's good or bad, it would depend on whatever the decision is. But that's just you being willing to accept those consequences. But we have the Fool and the Knight of Pentacles. Again, that makes sense. Okay, so I feel like with you, we're like moving away from something, whether it was, you know, a thought process or actually something physically moving away from something, whether it be a job, a house, you know, where you live. And the Knight of Pentacles came up again, so I feel like that's you, but you're thinking about something, a new beginning. Maybe you're starting something that you're still, you know, deciding which would be the best way to take, which, you know, would be the best choice. Got the Empress and Death. That's so interesting. All right, so something's going to change. Now, I don't know if this is something in your mind that's changing, or, you know, like I said, in whatever your situation is, but something's changing. And I don't know, you know, when you make this choice, it might just be that you make the choice easier for the first time, you know, or it's going to change a path in your life. And with the Empress energy, it's about growth, and, you know, it's like a very nurturing energy. So you want something to grow out of whatever this change is. You want something to grow out of it. All right. We got the Ace of Wands and the Star. Now I feel like whatever it is that you were feeling like you needed to be frugal about, or, you know, holding on to, I feel like you're very hopeful that you were going to not have to be like that anymore. And it was probably, you needed to do it for whatever reason. You know, it was for your family, for your, you know, for your mate. If you have a spouse, you have a family, for whatever reason. And for yourself, for your own bank account. Maybe you felt like you needed to hold on to things for a little bit. I feel like at that point you were like hopeful that you're not going to have to do it anymore. And with this Ace of Wands, I think you are inspired to do something else. Like you have like this new spark. You're going, oh, wait, instead of thinking about it this way, I'll think about it this way, and then maybe it'll work out better. So again, it might have just been a change of thought process. So what about this Queen of Staffs? I feel like you had all this, you know, you were feeling good about yourself, confident, because you were probably going through making these decisions and feeling really good about them. So you had the King of Wands and the Ace of Cups. Now, if this was you being the Queen of Staffs, and it's almost like you got this booster of the King. My dog wants to go out. I'm not letting you out. Sit down. You got in here. You stayed. But anyway, so I feel like you did. It's almost like you got a boost. It's like you made the decisions that you need. You will make the decisions that you need. It's going to make you feel good. It's going to make you feel confident. And then you're going to have this whole new cup of feelings. And, you know, one way or the other, you're going to feel good about something. And you're going to want to express it. So that's why I feel like it's going to open you up a lot. So even though, you know, you might be the energy of the King of Swords, where it's like, okay, you know, I'm not thinking with my heart, I'm thinking with my head. I feel like at this point, because of whatever decision you make, because you have a lot of major arcanas too, now I think about it. Like, so these are not just like little blips in life. This is like things that have consequences, things that are going to be longer lasting. So I feel like when you do make the decisions that are actually going to feel right to you, it's going to open you up to like all this new like feelings, and you're going to be able to, you know, really, really enjoy what you're doing or who you're with and how you're doing it. Okay, we got the moon and the two of wands. So I feel like you, all right, so whatever it is that you were avoiding, because you didn't want to get stuck in something, and it might have been because it was things were unknown. You didn't have a clear path. You weren't sure how to do it. And I feel like what happens is you ended up being able to work through it, because everything's like it's like got a nice little thing going on here. And once you were able to work through it, you were able to start making plans and, you know, being able to pick a path and being comfortable with it. You didn't have to worry about being unknown and very almost just unsure. And then you got the Queen of Cups and the Five of Swords. On top of that, King of Swords. So it's very possible. Now, I don't know if this is somebody else in your in your environment. You know, male or female. It could be, you know, you feeling like this. But I feel like you might have when you were making these decisions, you might have made a decision that you weren't going to maybe push too hard for something that was going to cause a rift between somebody else and you. Because if you ever, the traditional card of the Five of Swords, it's like, you know, the guy is standing there, he's got swords in his hand, he's all happy, and these other guys are walking around all sad looking because, you know, he beat them for their swords. And I feel like you might not, I feel like you're going to make a decision not to do that. Like because there's consequences to anything that you do if you make people feel bad about themselves because you bested them, I guess. And I feel like that's why this Queen of Cups comes up. It's more of a softer characteristic. It's just like more nurturing and maternal in the sense. Not that you're going to be maternal, whether you're male or female, but not that you're actually even going to do that, but you're going to put more thought into it before you go whatever it is that you were thinking about doing. You don't want to, it's not necessary for you anymore because now you're feeling confident about yourself. There's no reason for you to feel like you need to cut somebody down. Okay. Now what about this Page of Staffs? I don't know if this is, again, person to you or somebody a little younger energy, just more like childlike, but not being a child. Could be, but just somebody who has a more younger energy. Or it could be you. And the King of Cups. All right, we've got the Hierophant and the King of Cups. That's interesting. Now this actually, the Hierophant, they represent marriage sometimes, but they also represent inside the box thinking. You know, it's not, they don't really sway. It's basically, you know, tradition. They follow rules. And then you have this King of Cups. And I feel like this actually might be somebody in your, you know, again, male or female. So I don't know. Is this somebody that you are married to or in a relationship like a marriage to? If you see them as this, you know, this very kind, nurturing, engaged individual, you know, somebody who is very, you know, they're caring and they want to make sure that everybody's, you know, in a good place. They're emotionally stable. They're not, you know, they're not the kind of person that goes off because of a hurt feeling, you know, that kind of thing. They're kind of like mellow and they can handle it. Or is this just somebody that you know that is more yeah, like more inside the box thinking, not really going out. Not really going out like this page of staffs wanting to, I don't know, discover the new planets or something. I can't pick it up. So I'm not sure how that works for you. I don't know. That could be you. I mean, like you saying, like, okay, well, I got all this going down, but let's not get too crazy. Let's just stay in our lane, basically, not doing anything too crazy. Take it as it resonates. I mean, it could be. Yeah, it could be a relationship, marriage, whatever, that person, or it could just be you or the person you're around saying, yeah, okay, well, I wanted to do all this stuff, but I'm not going to do that now. I'm going to just do what I know. Interesting. And let's see. I love these cards, but they are very slippery. All right, what do we got for the Hangman? Can you tell me about the Hangman? You're gonna wait. I love this dog. Pain in the ass. All right. Got the 3 of Pentacles. And, oops. 4 of Swords. All right, well, you know what? It looks like once you're doing all this, and I feel like you need it. I feel like you're actually needing to rest. It's like you got to the point where it's like, okay, I've compromised, I've had teamwork, I've worked things out, I've been pushing ahead. You might just, at the end, you might just say, okay, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to accept these consequences, because the Hangman, that, I need to be able to work with people or just work with your own self. Even if it might not even be people, it might just be in your own head. You have to be able to, kind of zig and zag when you have to, change what you need to. And then you're going to have to have a downtime, all right, I'm going to rest now. Or it could just be because you're looked at something in different perspectives that, okay, I could stop working so hard right now. Like you don't have to keep pushing it on. You have to keep pushing. All right. He's bugging me. It's making me kind of talk weird. Sorry. All right. Let's see what we can find out for Libra. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Bring love into the situation. That's the new moon in Aquarius. Oh, this one came up too. Prosperity lies ahead. And that's the new moon in Taurus. All right, Libra, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, if you give me a thumbs up, subscribe, write me a comment if it resonated. I would love to hear from you. And I will be seeing you in a couple weeks. All right, guys, take care. Bye.